Oh, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be real good. I love it. But we're going to go there. So, this really sucks, but I don't know personally. Now, I don't understand. I don't know what made individuals think that you was going to be able to work from home. Well, you were able to work from home for an extended period of time, and that's okay. Understandable. Whatever. But to the point that individuals felt that they was going to be able to work from home for like ever, that was never going to happen. I honestly felt like it was really too long anyway. But I'm not even really having a conversation about that. We're going to have a conversation about the real estate aspect of it and why and what has occurred. Now, when it comes to real estate, you have property, you have mortgages you have to pay, whatever. Those individuals, these federal contracts that's just been cut, like there's a bunch of federal contracts that have been cut. Federal funds that someone had a building or entity had a building that was housing federal employees, job space, business offices, working space, year on and year out. You went to this office had a lease, somebody received money on the other end of that. It was like, let's say 50%, 10%, 20%, maybe 75% of their business. And they had these spaces, and then the Biden administration, COVID, Trump, whatever, you had this pandemic, and they said, hey, everybody go home, stay at home, work from home, whatever. And we all created a lifestyle. We worked from home, we got on the couch, we ate groceries, we watched movies, we did all of these things from home. And then at some point today or whatever, you are demanded to go back to work. But check this out. These office spaces have been repurposed or not, but they still had mortgages on them. They still had utilities there, Wi-Fi, energy, water, all of these things were still there. They still had to have insurance paid on them. The businesses still had to pay business leases, not business leases, paying for business licenses and all this other stuff. All of these things had to be paid for months on months on months on months. We have an executive order to go back to these places. And guess what? The other day, some of these places not even receiving leases anymore. Like, it's over with. But some of these places, Department of Defense, Department of Health, or whatever, are told to go back to those workplaces, and you don't have anything. You're coming back to a of what it was before. So now cubicles got to be put back up. Janitorial services that haven't been paid for however long or whatever, it has to be clean. It need to be sanitized or whatever. We have a problem. Like, we have a real problem. Like, this is crazy. Real estate, office buildings, office spaces, somebody got to pay those mortgages. And then check this out. Guess what? A lot of these business owners and businesses have to remodify their mortgages. They have to remodify these loans. Those loans might have been a balloon for 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. Can they even go back and get these things back together? Like, this is a problem. This is bad. This is a disaster. Like, think about this. Most of us don't even look at things on that level because we haven't had to experience it, because we don't do it every day. We don't worry about it. We just say, hey, I'm going to go to the work, go to the office. But all of this stuff costs money. All of these things require loans. What if the individuals that own, or the entities that own those buildings, have to remodify or restructure their mortgages or loans, and they can't? Man, we have a problem, people. Like, we have a real problem. So those are federal leases that have been affected. There are individuals that have cleaning and janitorial services that's been affected. You can't go to work in a clean environment. You can't go to work to Wi-Fi. You're using your mobile hotspot. Like, think about that. Using a mobile hotspot. You might have in a dirty restroom. Like, this is a problem. And I'm not going to say that like I don't understand, because I do. I get it. Like, I don't leave lights on in a unit or whatever that ain't, just don't have somebody in there. I don't leave water and gas on or whatever the case may be in those units. Like, this stuff costs. It's expensive. Like, this is bad. Or let's just say you have, winter mixes. You have really cold conditions or whatever. Somebody got to go to those places and keep water dripping in some of those places because they're so old. So if you have utilities or, you have water or whatever running through there and it freezes up, those water lines break or they bust or whatever, you have an even more issue. So this is something to really think about. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, but we're going to have to tough it out. You can't just give up. You can't just drop the ball. It's not really good conditions that we have right now. But on the other side of that, like these individuals that had leases and mortgages and whatever, that they wasn't receiving funds because guess what? Your greedy business, your greedy CEO and execs thought that y'all wasn't going to go back to the office at some point, or they pocketed that money for however long. And guess what? You have to go back to work. It ain't looking good, is it? So anyway, part of these reasons why they're cutting these jobs or whatever is because they have no offices for you to go back to. Think about that. Terrence Brunson here. Go ahead first. The good. Real estate, the good, the bad, the ugly. Something to really think about. This is like, we can't look at stuff from the surface level. We have to look at things from a bigger, broader scale and how this affects everyone. It affects everyone. And guess what? There are going to be more banks going under. Like, this is not good. I don't know. I do the Big Short. It's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. Like, it ain't looking good. Terrence Brunson here at Go Ahead First and Real Estate, the good, the bad, the ugly.